everything you see in the show today is one of our patterns. How many of you have a few of our patterns? You know that basically patterns are a cheap fantasy, don't you? Let's get on with this show because we've got a whole bunch of stuff to show. This one is called Linda's Latest. It's my newest pattern, and this is what it looks like. It's a jacket, and it can be made in one color or two colors. So you can see if I have a little hook right here in the front, and if I bring it together, it's even more flattering than it is just loose. So you can do that, or you can tie it. You can do it tied or whatever you want. So it is our Linda's Latest. The two gals that we had working for us yesterday from one of this, they're great gals. They went home Friday night with the fabric, made their jackets. I said, so how long did it take? She said an hour from start to finish. Because look, there's no hem, there's no hem, there's no hem. Slinky is my favorite of all fabrics because you can just do all kinds of crazy things with it. Let's take this off. And Christina's also got on our newest, which is the princess dress. And the princess dress is a beautiful classic. This one's just got her name all over it, so she may have to take this one home. Well, the princess dress in Slinky is just perfect. The jacket is called Linda's Latest. It's not even on your list because it's so new it didn't even get on your list. But it is because I brought it in my suitcase. And here's a lovely lady that was walking by the booth, and I said, would you like to model? Because one of our models couldn't come today. And she said, yes. So anyway, we're pleased to have her. So she's wearing the same thing that I'm wearing, except without sleeves. It makes a wonderful little vest. She's also wearing something called the party pants, and the party pants are a straight-legged, elastic waist pant. We needn't be guilty about elastic waist. Can I show them what elastic waist does? Look, I mean, this is good. These are real pants. I know people call them banquet pants or whatever, but they don't look fat when they're on, but there's lots of room to go. I mean, I like something that's gonna grow with you. Are you with me on that? Or shrink. There's the possibility of shrinking, but this way it'll work. I thought you looked really cute with this tied. I saw you with doing the tie thing. And so earlier in the back, she was saying, hey, I think I'll tie this. And I thought that looked really cute too. So I had me to try this. This idea is so new. Yeah, there you go. It ties up really nicely well. So that's called Linda's Latest. She's got on the princess top and she's got on the party pants, and you're set to go. And Ruth has modeled for us for a lot of years, and she's got on something called the Salsa Skirt. This is what the pattern for the Salsa Skirt, and I'm kind of famous for making ridiculous looking patterns. I mean, they're not all ridiculous looking, but this is kind of a stretch. You have to cut out 6 of these and you'll get this. So yeah, I know it's a bit of an IQ test, but you're up to the challenge. I think you can do it. And once you can do it, you can do it. You know, once you get it, it's not rocket science. It really isn't. So you're going to cut them out of 2 different colors if you want, or 1 different color. And of course, the joy of this, do the little salsa thing, Ruth, because this twirls. This is Dancing with the Stars. Oh yeah, if you're into dancing, yeah, for sure. And you'll see that there's also elastic waist, so that's also good. Turn around and show them, yeah. So there's lots of room. So we've just done our little T-top, and we've done the awesome jacket. Awesome jacket is all one piece. AWE stands for Almost World's Easiest. One-piece jacket, body, and one-piece sleeve. And of course, our jewelry. We have some wonderful jewelry today, and my daughter, I'm proud of her. She makes jewelry and she does wonderful things. She's been making jewelry from ties, neckties. So there's sort of a scarf, sort of a tie. Kind of a neat idea, so we'll be showing that throughout the show. Looks good. Oh, Ruth's gonna come back with that skirt on inside out, which is kind of neat, so wait for that. So here is the awesome jacket done in one of our own prints called Cat Face. And Cat Face is a wonderful slinky with just kind of subtle cats all over it. She's also got on Salsa Skirt. So yeah, Salsa Skirt is just full and swingy. She's also got on something called the BLT. BLT stands for Best of Linda's Tops. It's a crossover top, and it really is very becoming on every size and every shape, and it doesn't gape when you bend over. It's just a good one. So there's BLT, Salsa Skirt, and awesome jacket. So that, okay, while we're at it, why don't we put on another awesome jacket? I'll hold this one. We made up some new awesome jackets in the purple cat face kind of animal print. So there it is in purple. And this isn't slinky, it's a velour, but it really does come out nicely. And the other interesting thing is that you cut the nap either up or down on this. So if you cut it up, it's the way Pam is. If you cut it down, it's the way this one is. So they look quite different color-wise, depending on the way you cut them. Looks good. And here's Ruth with the inside-out salsa skirt. Prove to them that it is still the same skirt. There it is, same one. Yeah, but this has been serged, so now you've got nice serging lines, so you got two skirts in one. And let me show you this one, because of all the salsa skirts we've done, we could not resist. Baby salsa. Let's hear it for baby salsa. Yes, exactly. I've got two little granddaughters who I'm very proud of course, and I had to just make them salsas because all they want to do is put on skirts and twirl. Just twirl, twirl. They even wear this as a little dress. They bring it up just under their arms and they wear it as a dress. Every time I see them, they have my skirts on. And I know that you might think, well, they know Grandma's coming. No, I surprise them, and they still have these skirts on, so they wear them all the time. I know there was one grandmother that was at the booth yesterday. She said, well, where would you wear that to her little girl? And the little girl looked at her like, are you from Mars? Where would you wear? I mean, I'd wear it everywhere, of course. So it was so funny. So yes, any grandmother worth her salt has got to be making baby salsas. This is called the M&M. It's one-piece fabric with a band, and there's a couple holes cut in it. So I told you this is going to be some simple kind of stuff. My idea of a good time, and if you put that back on, you can kind of see, my idea of a good time is if something covers most of my middle, then you can't really tell what's happening there, which is always good. So that is it, but of course you can put sleeves on it. So let's take the next one and put it on, and you can see what it looks like with sleeves. And again, in Slinky, you don't have to hem it, you don't have to do anything. So there you go. Yeah, it's just quick and fun and fast and covers up. And I usually put shoulder pads in it, and that's a good way to sort of hold it where it belongs. So we've got another way we won't put on, but you can see the idea is good. M&M. MacPhee magic in a minute. Salsa can be short. Ooh, yes, you got it. Oh, you're on the team. You're on the team. Yes, for sure. Yes. So yeah, why not short salsa? So you're going to shorten it from the top, and it looks quite cute short. And the hem is all uneven, which is kind of fun. That's the way it's going to be. And then you'll make a little T-top to go with it. That is our Linda's Classic top, which is the same one that I've got on. We had a little extra, so we made a little necklace to match. Why not? And then, of course, we found some fabric for the jean jacket. So here's the jean jacket, made with black and a wild fabric, and then metals all over the place. So we've got all those back at the booth, and you can put them on very easily. So all of a sudden, you've got yourself, I mean, you've got a, well, people so often say to me, oh, I never go anywhere anymore. I don't need this. Be prepared. I mean, you get the outfit, you got someplace, you'll find someplace to go. Oh, yeah, so don't give me that excuse that you're not going anywhere. You got to be prepared. Looks great. Thank you so much. So Ruth's all dressed up, and she'll have someplace to go, I'm sure. So here she's got on the super skirt. It's the 6-score skirt, and we've used this skirt year after year. It's a classic. And the joy of this, if you make it, it will fit you year after year. So show them the expansion room in that one, Ruth, because it's got lots of room, for sure. So she's got on the BLT, and the BLT, again, classic. A little bit left over for the necklace, and again the jean jacket. I love that jean jacket because we've done it in a stretch twill, and you can decorate it up with some metals. It just finishes off the outfit. Looking good. And we made a whole outfit out of the salsa skirt, because here's the salsa skirt, and this just brings me to the point that if you're getting some Slinky today or whenever, don't get enough just to do the skirt, because then what are you going to do for the top? I mean, you're going to be looking around for something to match. So match it up with a top, which is what we did, and then tie it together with the tie top, which is another little kind of half jacket, half vest that goes on top, and then you've got the whole outfit. The one color thing is very slimming, very coordinated. It just doesn't give you any hassle because it's all one color and it looks great. Great, bam. And then there's the tunic. And I have to tell you that I loved my life as a child because I played cutout dolls. Look at the turnaround, you'll see cutout dolls. How many of you played cutout dolls? I mean, was that not the most fun? Imagine making clothes for cutouts was so simple. Now it's Barbies. That's not so simple. So I just hope that we can bring cutout dolls back again, because you could dream it, you could cut it out, you could make it. And I'm still playing cutout dolls. I'm just appliquing them to my garments. So here we go. It's the tunic, and it's kind of a half vest, half jacket. And you can fuse them down and then sew them down. and you get yourself a great little jacket. You can have whatever theme you want on your jacket. But I must talk about the dress, because other than the princess dress, this is your next favorite, because it is a great little dress. It's called Linda's Classic Top or Dress. If I chopped it off, it becomes a top. If I make it full length, it becomes a dress. There's a shoulder seam and an underarm seam. In this particular one, the neck is the same, both front and back. It's a raw edge at the top, if you notice, and then you tuck it in and it becomes a finished edge. You get it? That's the quickest way you're going to finish off a neckline. So just tuck it in, and turtlenecks are hot this year. This is a great one. So you can tuck it in more or less. Hem the bottom if you want. Leave some slits. Belt it, not belt it. It's a classic. It's Linda's Classic Top or Dress. Other things that I must tell you about Slinky is that it doesn't take static cling, so it's not going to cling to you. It's washable. It's easy to sew. I actually have a whole DVD, Sewing Slinky. And it's $15. It's an hour and a half. And you might just want to decide to get it and take it home, and just to reinforce that you can actually do this, because some people are afraid of it. This one's called Layers. And Slinky can be layered, and it's kind of neat, because if you look, here's the top. Here's one skirt. Here's a second skirt. I won't do the third. She doesn't know me all that well. So there's the third skirt. So she's got 3 skirts, and they're actually on lingerie elastic, so they're not, not feeling bulky. And that way you can mix and match skirts. Just imagine how you could do this. Or go to a party. I'm thinking this is a party dress. You could go to the party, have an extra little red one or green one, and then try a different combination and come out to the party and see if anybody notices. And if they don't notice, you're going to cut them off for sure. So yeah, this is called Layers, and it's just good fun. And Ruth is using the same patterns. We've got a 2-in-1 skirt. It's got 4 gores, and we put some godets in it. And the godets are just kind of fun because they put some ruffles on them. But this is 100% wool knit from New Zealand. And I have been looking for wool knit from New Zealand for the last, well, I think this is now my 31st year of business. So I've been looking for a long time. And this year I found some. And the price is very reasonable on it as well. It's 60 inches wide, washable wool from New Zealand. So if you want the real thing, this is it. And the BLT and the 2-in-1 skirt. It looks great. Okay, here's some more jackets. And I think nobody can have enough jackets. So we actually found some black cassia. We're kind of straightening out our boxes, and this black cassia has been hidden away. So we have some 1.5 meter pieces of black cassia for 20 bucks. So if you want to get your yarn and do the cassia, you're all set. So this is yarn. This is all yarn, and we sell the yarn, and it's stitched down, and you can make some interesting, some people knit yarn. I don't know how to knit, so I sew yarn, and I find that yarn goes a lot further. One skein of yarn is going to do a whole jacket. If you knit it, it's not going to do much more than a scarf. So you might want to stop knitting your yarn and start sewing it. It's a good idea. This is also the other secret to this, is the crystal zipper. And the crystal zipper is just about as good as it gets. And we found a really inexpensive source for those. So the crystal zipper in here, I think, is $12.98. So it's not the one that you can't afford anymore. You can afford to buy 2 or 3 and keep them in your stash, because you never know. Okay, let's take that one off. And we'll put on another one. So if you make your basic black Slinky outfit, you can just keep making jackets to go over, and you change the whole thing. I mean, is this classy or what? This is called eyelash yarn. It's called Firecracker. And here it is. It comes in all different colors. So you decide which color you want, or which color you want first. So this is the yarn. Okay, let's take that one off and put this one on. Oh, we're getting good at this. Okay, there you go. Yeah, the possibilities, although let me just show you one more thing on that, Pam. Don't go away, because we did that jacket before we had the zippers. So hold it together, or even do it up. And I thought, this looked pretty good. But now look. Like a bang, boom, bang. Yeah, so when you got the zipper in it, just get yourself a zipper, and it makes a big difference. There you go. If you got a red dress, why wouldn't you have a red jacket? So here's the lady in red, and it's just too fantastic. So that's yarn as well, the same kind of yarn. It's our Blazer Bonanza, number 35. Get yourself, and we put it on cassia satin. It's got lots of body, so you don't have any problem. You sew it all down, you make your lining, and put a zipper in between, and you've got a great looking jacket. This is not so quick, so easy, but it is a no-brainer. It is straight sewing. Just sew all this yarn all over. You don't have to sew it in straight lines. You can sew it in crooked lines. You can make all kinds of wild and wonderful things too. Oh, here's one called the Sassy Skirt. And the Sassy Skirt is one of my favorite designs because it started out as a square of fabric like that, and we sewed it at an angle and then just let it drape. Maybe if I can catch up with you, Yvette, I will kind of take this and show you that if you pull this straight out, there's your rectangle. That's it. And then let it go and you're set. So there is a waistband, and then we've done a top, and then we did the tie top. This is out of a fabric called Blazer. And Blazer is kind of that ratty, I mean, it looks like it's all ratty, and it is. So why would you start hemming it? I mean, this is wild. It's so shabby, it's chic. And it's great fun. Yeah, it is. This is kind of stuff, this is like Halle Berry kind of stuff. I mean, this is Hollywood, this is it. And there's Halle Berry right there, sure enough. And then there's something called the Shimmer Shirt. And this time we did it in Slinky. So if you look at the Shimmer Shirt, it's a shirt kind of a look, and it's longer at the back than it is at the front, so that kind of works. It's also wider at the bottom than it is at the top. Does that sound familiar? So that way you can't really tell how much of that's you and how much of that's skirt, which is rather comforting. So let's us show you another new one that we did, because you can do it in woven or you can do it in knit. That's one of those patterns that works for both. So here is the shirt, which is more shirt-like with a collar, with a front band. You can have it buttons and buttonholes if you want. And it's just a lovely jacket that kind of covers, or here it is in sheer. So it's kind of fun to take the same pattern and do it in different fabrics. And as a sheer one, and I do like sheer because it doesn't add any extra warmth, but it just covers up, and this is good. And adds a bit of glitz. Looks great, thank you. And Hilda is wearing something called the Circle Square. Now I do need a sheet of paper. Here's a square of fabric. You're gonna fold it in half. There's a pattern, so don't panic. It's called Circle Square. So there, you fold it in quarters, you cut out the circle. So there's your circle. So this is where Hilda's gonna go, is in the middle of this circle. And all of this is kind of drape around, and we're gonna put a waistband on that. In fact, we're gonna make 2 of these and put it on a waistband. And then these pieces, well, actually, we'll show you what we're gonna do with some extra pieces on the next one that you see. So here is square, and there's the middle of it, and she's in the middle of it. So we've done a double in this case, and it's kind of neat to do a double because then you don't need a slip, and it just kind of floats. I mean, just float on through. I'll put the label down, and you can just float on through. Because yeah, it's just elegant, it's just fun. Oh, she would have that in her hair. Of course, that could go around her. Why not? Yeah, that's super. Looks great. Thank you, Hilda. Okay, this is the same thing, but I won't have to pull it up because you can see that there's only one layer. But I had all kinds of scraps left over, so I thought, well, let's just kind of put them into this seam. So they're just kind of hanging there, just to do whatever you want. You could tie them in knots or do whatever. So it's kind of fun. So they said, okay, let's do a little jacket to match. And the jacket is our urban jacket. It's got a hood on it, or a collar if you want, but the hood, it makes it kind of like a hoodie. And then all of a sudden it looks kind of, well, I'd say it's Halle Berry all over again. This is the kind of thing she'd be wearing. So yeah, it's called Blazer, and it's the Circle Square with our urban jacket on top. Just great fun. Thanks so much. If you've got the red dress, why wouldn't you have the Christmas jacket? So I made the red dress Christmas Eve, of course, because I knew I had the Christmas jacket. So here is that that simple Linda's Classic topper dress. And this jacket is a base of cassia satin, and we've done our free motion frenzy. We have a pattern called free motion frenzy, which means it'll give you lots of stitching kind of lines. For free motion, you take off your feed dogs, you move your machine, move your fabric all over the place. A little whine is probably important in this little number because, yeah, I think so many people get so uptight about exactly how you move it. Just kind of let it go with the flow, and a little more whine, you're going with the flow, and you can stitch whatever, wherever. So there's some metals on here, there's some foil, there's some gold piping. We do have a kit for these, And I might suggest that that might be the greatest way to start. So often you go home from a show like this and you think, oh, I'm going to do that. And by the time you find all the stuff, you've kind of forgotten what it was that you want to do. If you go home with a kit, then you've got everything that you need, and the kit for that is $64.98, and you're set. You can do it before Christmas. So free motion frenzy, if we put down the jackets and just talk about, so we'll talk about Ruth's first, so you just kind of lay them there and then we'll show. This was one of the very first free motion frenzies that I ever did, black on black. I was asked to be the keynote speaker at the embroidery conference in Vegas, and I wanted to do it because it's a free trip to Vegas, so I had to do some embroidery. And so free motion is what I'm best at. So this is a free motion embroidered jacket, the same jacket that you've seen, the Blazer Bonanza. But I had to show you this year's version of it, because this is, I mean, I have to say, it's quite a beauty. People love this one. But then, this year, I found some fabric that's already embroidered. Could you believe it? Oh, I know. Could you believe it? What luck. Because people obviously know you've made the jacket and they think you've done all the embroidery. I mean, they wouldn't even dare ask. They're just assured that you will. So if you undo with a crystal zipper in it, if you undo that, it's even stretch. I mean, just, yeah, stretch, yes, cotton lycra stretch. Unlined, the quickest little jacket. It's gonna fool a lot of the people a lot of the time, and it's gonna be quick and easy to make. So I'm not saying don't do free motion, but when you find it, you just use it. So here's free motion again in the metallic. This one, I can't ever decide whether I like gold or silver, so of course I put the two of them together, and we did a little vertical dart in the front and the back. So that way it gives a little bit more fitting, and it's just good fun. Here we go with one called Oriental. And I've got sort of foiling all over this one, twin needle double, free motion twin needle, just a little bit of fun stuff. And again, you start out with the base, you sew all those fabrics to it. So it's like quilting, you guys. I mean, it's not a different language, but you're just going